your karmic debt. That's the thing. You have paid your karmic debt. And it's time for you to harvest the good seeds, that you sowed. Sorry, so you could see the cards. You know what I'm saying? Here we go again. Okay. I think that'll do it. Alright, so yes, your karmic debt has been paid. And so you don't have to worry about that. You need to focus on yourself and getting yourself healthy. I hope you can see the cards. Alright. You know what I mean? So basically, I did a 3-card spread at first, and then it turned to a 4-card spread and a reading, and then the reflection card here. Okay, so here we have the Ten of Pearls, which is emotional fulfillment, happy families, and then we had the Lovers, and then we had the Three of Wands, or the Three of Swords, of scars, for maybe this past lover. Wishes coming true, and then them being greedy. This magician testing this woman, and the being of the Wheel of Fortune, and of the Ace of Treasure. Okay. This mag is going to be very careful. Of course, right? Let's see. He's a king of coral or wands, and then he's the Knight of Spears, or Swords, which is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy, confirming Gemini up here. Okay, so, yeah, getting away from all that. The King of Pentacles. So basically, the King of Pentacles would be like the King of Swords, confirming even the King of Swords. Okay, Aries, Taurus energy of the Emperor, Empress, Hierophant. And then if the Page of Cups comes up, that's confirming. If the World comes up, that's confirming Aries. If the King of Pentacles comes up, that's confirming both. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is a celebration, or marriage. Okay, so that came up with the King of Pentacles, and then this came up. So, yes. And then your reflection, and then here we go, we have happiness. Happiness, happiness, happiness. And you're a person of the light. Like, you make the home. You wouldn't be the kind of person that would make the home. So look, your reflection card was the Tower, right? So Proverbs 18 said he keeps you in his tower to protect you. Sometimes he does. Or sometimes he makes you leave to protect you. Look, from the slander of your name. Yep. that you know about from someone that you were close to and that you love very much. It just emotionally hurt you, but you turned it into strength, and now you just became a stronger person because of it. Pretty much. You just became a stronger person because of all of this. You know, the magician is here. I was gonna name my cat Magician. I don't know, call him Magic. And it's like you're playful right now, you're balanced, you're playful, you're enjoying life, you know, in this sun energy and through the light. And it's like, yeah, you can't care what people think about you. It doesn't matter what they think about you. In the seven of coral or wands, of having all this backing. So you have all this people that love you, that back you, that's your family. Look, you're also beautiful, gorgeous, Queen of Wands. Gorgeous Queen of Wands. Yes, yes you are. I wonder if the priestess is gonna come out. This is the Nine of Swords in reverse. This is not getting, like, this is getting naps. You know what I mean? I feel like you're, I don't know, into a hobby or doing something business-wise. I just think it's hilarious. Yeah, because this person thought he was gonna crap in your Wheaties because of his greed. And you just turned it around and made the best of it. Proven yourself that you are, what, marriage material. Look, and the Two of Wands. This is basically new journeys and new paths, but also made a decision. Made a decision here. You made a decision to turn the bad into bad, or to turn the bad into good. And I think you did a great thing on that, Queen of Wands. And the Nine of Wands. Look, this is Sagittarius energy and temperance of the Queen of Pentacles if she comes out. Yeah. A lot of people emotionally, you know, keeping you stable. This Knight of Pentacles. This person with good news. This Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Okay, so look, selfishness again in the Six of Pearls, Six of Cups. So it's like, not only that, but I don't know. Um,
I would take your time. I offer the finest.
someone trying to like just see you at your worst. Basically, this is like not too much of many choices. You know, it's like you are the person you are, and you are a person of the light. And being overwhelmed by people's hate. You know what I mean? It hurts. It does, but you can't live in the past. You gotta let it go. Seeing the Four of Pearls. Yeah. Be grateful. Don't let this affect you. You've got things that people are jealous of. You know, and you're also paying attention to what you do have and appreciating it in gratitude. Also over the marriage card. 10 of treasures, 10 of pentacles. This is the ultimate card right here with the emperor. With the emperor, the ultimate card right here. 10 of pentacles. Like complete wish fulfillment. With the wheel of fortune and the ace of treasures. Having this emperor having your back that has all these traits of truth, good looks, money, being of the light. It's just like this lover, past lover, was kind of greedy, I guess. But this emperor's gonna step in. This emperor is the mag. Look, yeah, this is like home. You know, it's like all these people are backing you and you know it. This is what this card means. And the Three of Wands. But it also means that you need to make an important decision about something. Emperor energy. Emperor energy. Not just Emperor energy or King of Wands energy. And that's what I say. But yes, this Ace of Wands. So, look, the Queen of Pearls is like there's no greater love than a woman who gives her whole heart. There's no jewels, no money in the world that could get a woman like this, you know, that has this awesome idea that is a beautiful Queen of Wands, okay, and Scorpio energy. I feel like, yeah, jealousy and hate, and it makes her cry over here because of people's greed, and overwhelmed. Jealousy and hate, and it's like pages, spears in the reverse. Yeah, this is like a lie. Some kind of lie. And seeing the truth with the lies. Okay, as far as the light of coral and paying attention to detail. Okay? Yeah. Seeing the truth about these lies. Look at that. And paying attention to detail when it comes to this Queen of Cups. Okay? At least this King of Wands, this Emperor sees the truth. Look, let's see what else. And this is the Knight of Wands. So yeah, his passion is kind of like, he could be with a water sign. But his passion is like Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy of having energy, but not really. And that's because of all the energy it takes for you to freaking lie. Bullshit. Celebrating. Or not celebrating. When you should be celebrating. And the Three of Cups. You're not celebrating. And you should be celebrating. Because living is something to celebrate. You know? Especially when it comes to this rad idea. And then this is a person of romance. But look, he's not coming on too strong. He's keeping his distance. This Knight of Pearls. This Knight of Cups is serious. So he wants it to work out. I want it to mean just more than this, you know. This could be Aquarius.
Can you get to the point? What is your point? What?
Gemini, Libra energy. Yeah, needing rest. And that's proving the lovers here. Needing rest. This person is serious, but I feel like you need rest.
Dude, you don't take care of my stuff.
And then,
you want me to put my
in the
stuff?
Seven of Treasures here, it's like you think that, see, you weren't recognized. And that's why you won't rest. You can't rest until certain projects are done, and it's, you know, for this, your independence here. And let these lies, King of Lies from a King of Cups. Yeah. Someone that is seeming logical, but is mixing his emotions with his logic, with his lies, trying to make it so, you know, he can justify his wrongdoing and his lies. This Page of Cups. And that's why there's no romance there. Because of these lies. Just like cheating, you know, in a way. Eight of Pearls. Paying attention to detail. And looking away. I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is going to come out too, but looking away from past, living, learning, and going on. Not thriving in the past. You know, through your independence. And that's something to celebrate. You know, when it comes to the Light of Treasure,
Don't waste your flash. That's a myth. See, that's not.
oh, this is paying attention to detail.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, so what was I saying of the Eight of Treasure? See? Of paying attention to detail, Eight of Treasure. So, yeah, definitely.
Goodness. What? That's just talk. I would. You're good.
Yeah. It's hard for you to trust anybody. And I don't blame you. You know, yeah, people have tried to take you, you know. And the Three of Pentacles here, this would have been a good investment, but this is like juggling now because of an investment that went bad. Yeah. So it's like this greed of people trying to take what you worked for. And they can't. They can't. And the person can't even, you can't even give it away. Look, this is the page of world, a page of wands with bright ideas. No, whatever idea that you're cooking up is not a good idea. So the less said, the better. You should not worry about ideas like that, collective. You should just forget this and, yeah, lies becoming into truth. This is confirming the Ace of Swords of lies becoming into truth with this romantic person. But truth is always going to find its way. Truth always comes out in the end. Look, because of humble. This person's humble. This person keeps going and going when they don't have to. Look, star energy, this Justice Libra card, Aquarius, okay, which is the star, and Gemini, the lovers. Being humble is a good factor to have and remember, especially when you're in the Eight of Pentacles. So, yeah. I feel like you like to dream. Look, you're a person that is the star that is recognized and well known and humble. An emperor, a king of pearls, the Six of Wands. This is someone that doesn't forget where they come from in humility after they became a star. And that's rare. Yeah, see, Queen of Spears. Guarded because of the lies. And she already knows the truth too. You know what I mean? So, always having to guard herself. This is Virgo Libra energy as well. Aquarius, Gemini. So, it's like, this is the truth. And she remains humble. This Justice, this Libra energy. Look, this is someone that doesn't think about enjoying the moment. They're always in the future. You know what I'm saying? They have yet to enjoy the moment. They're all fucked up in the moment. They have yet to realize what it's like in the future. This Aquarius, this Six of Wands, okay, showing that he has a good name. In the Ten of Pentacles, obviously. Interesting. Very interesting. Tell us more about being in the future, thinking more about the future. I feel like deep down inside you don't forget, you learn from your mistakes, but you don't let it happen again. You believe in preventative measure. What is this? Yeah, see the page of treasure. This is someone not being too adventuristic. They have this money but nowhere to go or no one to share it with. And what good is it, they feel, if you have no one to share it with? by, what am I going to do? And you're not thinking about the moment. Enjoy the moment. Do what you're doing in the moment, because tomorrow's not guaranteed, star. Aquarius energy. Okay. Aquarius energy. Scorpio, the water energies. Pisces, Cancer. Yeah, see? The King of Swords. Right here. Yes, the King of Swords. Of truth. You know what I mean? That's who this Emperor is. And that is like, see, well, the Knight of Swords or the Two of Swords came out, and it did. Or the Knight of Swords will come out. And then, I think it's the King of Swords is like Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And then, Knight of Swords is also, yeah, I think that's it for the Knight of Swords. Yeah. There's just the Two of Swords of Truth, which came out confirming. So yeah, and this Queen of Treasure, Queen of Pentacles, what was I saying earlier? Okay, so this is Virgo, Libra energy as well. And sorry. Sagittarius, Capricorn energy. Sagittarius, Capricorn energy, my apologies. And the Nine of Wands came out. Of determination, hard work, and dream fulfillment, and gratitude and thankfulness. And, the Queen of Pentacles, she kind of feels the same. She doesn't really like materialistic things. She'd rather have someone to share it with. Oh, the King of Swords is also Aquarius, the star. So that is confirming the star energy of Aquarius. With the Six of Swords of not getting away, because it came in reverse. This Queen of Pentacles, which this King of Spears is going to make. Yeah, because you're good perspective. Yes, you have a good perspective. And I don't think it's not noticed. It's noticed. Definitely. Definitely noticed. Look, what was I saying about the King of Wands? And then, which came up over here? Okay, there he is. And this is basically lies becoming into truth with the Seven of Cups, confirming that, with justice over here. Justice. And the King of Wands. And the lies becoming into truth. Whatever lies were said. The strength of Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and having the energy and the determination, courage, and love to still do the right thing when the wrong thing happens to you. You're a very strong individual, Leo, specifically feminine Leo. I feel like you have your own power, and you're a person of truth and humility and humble. You don't forget where you come from. I feel like you're a reader. Look, the High Priestess, okay, in materialism. That's what you are right now. You are the High Priestess. You make a perfect match. As you notice, all the queens came out in the upright. As you notice that because this is in materialism, okay? Successful with the Ace of Treasures and the Wheel of Fortune and the Mag. So the High Priestess comes out, which she probably will if the Chariot comes out of Cancer. Okay, it's a power couple, meant to be. Power couple with the Mag and the High Priestess. This Capricorn energy. Yeah, definitely. Capricorn. Let's see. I feel like he's this, because he's of the Pentacles. So it's like, yeah, this person wants to see you do good and wants to see you be independent and do good and be the light of the treasure. You know what I'm saying? It's like someone has a soul contract or something and you shouldn't. Like, you don't even play around like that because that's your heart's intent. Look, in the Two of Pearls. This is like, emotional hardships. Not showing any kind of romance besides business. Especially with this King of Pentacles. Because you're an older woman. Look, what was I saying about the Chariot coming out and the High Priestess? Exactly. Exactly. And then the World also, fixed signs are Aries, which is King of Pentacles, Emperor, Empress, Four of Wands, Page of Pentacles. And then the World is also Scorpio, okay? Proving Scorpio over here, which is rebirth, okay? Ending to an ending to something bad and a beginning to something new. Okay, and then not only that, it's Aquarius of the star, of the Six of Swords, of not going anywhere, and then being of the star. So, what was I telling you about High Priestess, right? Exactly. With the Chariot. So it's like not just materialism, but really a real High Priestess, a king or a queen of wands is her first trait. And look, this High Priestess and this magician, that's coming out to be like a king of wands, you know, which he is. He's like every king in the deck too, because he is the magician. You know what I'm saying? And it's perspective. So the fact that he doesn't hold materialistic things, like he's not, most rich people are kind of like, you know, they hold on to stuff. Or they hoard a lot, you know, and you can even hoard in money too. And it's not about that, it's just a matter of being kind and generous and if someone needed something, you know what I mean? But knowing your limits too, you know, like when I wanted to help someone, I would help someone and no one was going to stop me. So it's like, yeah, this High Priestess with this magician and no romance confirming page. This person is serious. It's like, yeah, no romance. This is no competition. This is the High Priestess. Okay? There's no competition, especially when it comes to perspective. being extremely smart, like the Empress energy, eco-friendly, successful when it comes to this. It's gonna take a while. Look at these. It's like, no matter what, no one wins in war. You know what I mean? So choose your battles wisely. And Sagittarius. Sagittarius in an unorthodox way, I feel like maybe, look, you have the favor of the universe. The Hierophant in the reverse. But yeah, the Hierophant, you have the favor of the universe. The Temperance, yeah. But you feel like you don't have the favor. And that's the thing. And that's where it gets you down when it comes to these. Feeling like you're not competing. You shouldn't have to compete for someone's attention or love. And the Four of Treasures, what was I saying about being freaking greedy? Greed, this is the third time greed came up. With the Virgo. In that department. For whoever this message is for, you'll know who it is for. But wow. It's like, with these cards here, it's just amazing. I mean, they just came out right after another. I want to see a little more of this. And the Ten of Pentacles. How early it came out. Oh, that is the Ten of Pentacles. I just have to get used to that. Because I didn't want to ruin this deck. And I love mermaids, so I wanted to keep it pristine. But since they're going to give me 3 deck in 3 months anyway, I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing or is it just a one-time thing. But I'm really grateful for them sponsoring my channel in that way. On the free deck, because I love mermaids and it's so hard to get mermaids in the first place. And so I feel like thank you so much for believing in me, and you know, and it's this company, Ocean Tarot deck, and this company. Okay, so this company, thank you guys so much for sponsoring my channel. As far as me always having cards, my favorite mermaid ones too. I love mermaids, anything mermaid. So thank you guys. Yes. So the Ace of Treasure came out. So we already know that. With the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? As you're the magician. You're the magician. You don't forget where you come from. You're very humble. God's on your side. The Emperor is going to marry you. And this is ultimate fulfillment. And it has the favor of God. You have God's blessing over this. And holds power, this marriage of strength. Holds power. Let's see. This is like a living dreamer, an outlook on being one, super optimistic, adventuristic. You know, they're dreamers like Pisces. They're very optimistic, but they can be a little stubborn. You know, they can be a little spitball. So, yeah, I feel like it was a Sagittarius that helped you in the beginning. This person of truth and power of the King of Spears or Swords with the favor of God on both of your sides. And God protected you both. And you looked out for this person. Like in the Ten of Cups here, or the Ten of Pearls, it's like, yes, hon, emotional fulfillment, that's all we really need. Well, that and to survive. But this is emotional fulfillment, yes, with the truth, with the mag, with this Pentacles, which is Earth sign Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles, and then let's see what else. The Star Aquarius energy. I feel like you're a rising star and you have a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy. Yeah, you're very, very intelligent. And look, it's like you're not competing. You're not trying to be with anybody. You're not, you know, into mud wrestling, so to speak. Because I think of mud wrestling when I see this card and the Five of Wands. All right, this is a thing of the past. All right, but here's the Hangman in the reverse. So this is perspective, an optimistic perspective, which is clear, which is just backing the fact of optimism with Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius makes more sense. See what I'm saying? Marie Sagittarius. I just see, oh, there you are. Yeah. Oh my gosh, and not just that, look. Perspective of the Chariot, which is the High Priestess. Look, royalty, like Calvary is a coming. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Wow, collective. I knew I shouldn't put this thing down. It's pretty. Gosh dang it. Anyways, let's continue. This is the Nine of Coral. Nine of Wands. Okay. So this is also confirming Queen of Pentacles, Sagittarius, Temperance energy. The Sagittarius over here and their perspective. Look, happiness. They could have a tattoo of a sun on them. Or a moon. They could have a mural. Yeah. Happiness. The mag. The Sag is the mag, it seems. So, that word is. Look, this is people having your back. In this deck, this is people having your back. And like family and loved ones, like, they got you, boo. You know? But this is also means that there's a decision that you have to make. And you just have to do it. Decide what you're going to do. And do it quickly. Yeah, exactly. Stop procrastinating this decision. Proving that. You're a person of the light. They try to leave you in the dark, but you know exactly what's up. When it comes to this guy with ideas that he thinks he can get away with anything. And you're the person here, the light, the star, the chariot, the priestess. And this Knight of Wands. This is just Leo energy, which is like the sun of being arrogant. And then Sagittarius, confirming Sagittarius again, Aries energy of the Emperor. So, yeah, with this Sag right here. Wow. It seems like you've been off and on with this Sag, yeah. Queen of Pentacles. Because to the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is going to come out. But this person, I believe, is married. Yes. And is very open with his wife. Yes. And optimistic. And she's very optimistic and cool. Yeah, when it comes to the Seven of Spears, no one's trying to take nothing. When it comes to these kind of people, they don't try to take from you, and they're givers. They're givers. They're not takers. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the truth now of the King of Swords in Virgo Libra energy, okay, and the King of Swords in Aquarius, the star energy with the Six of Swords, if that comes up, and Gemini, the Lovers, which is the Four of Swords, not getting enough rest, and or being separated, or the Page of Pentacles are getting married. So yeah, this is like person of the light, the chariot, the king of swords, of the truth. You know, this star. God has your back. You don't ever forget where you come from. You are the mag. The investor, the lender. You don't live in the moment. You're always thinking about the future, and that's what's making you the investor. You're not looking into romance. You're looking into business and power and building a good name. When it comes to thinking about the future, always. And you've learned that that's kind of like what makes you happy, but it's not really. It's a distraction, see, of success. Exactly. Oh, and this is the Knight of Treasure. So, this is the Knight of Pentacles. So, yeah, basically, sorry. It's Earth energy of Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And the Knight of Pentacles is telling you that, look, they're adventuristic, but they're not sure where they're going to go yet. They have to lead with their intuition, that they have some pentacles, and they're going to go and find out what they like, and be back, but they're not sure exactly where they're going to go. But look, they've got a group of orcas he's got around him that's going to protect him, so he's going to be okay. Okay? Shedding some light on that. This masculine that someone else is worried about. And the Two of Treasures. This is like not feeling so playful or childlike, or your inner child coming out. You're more having to adult today, and you hate that. And I can understand that. Um, yeah, maybe that's what this is. And you're like, thank God it's over. Knight of Pearls. Look, this dude is serious about you. Serious. This mag. When it comes to this Ten of Pentacles here and success. Yeah. Not really having too many choices. This person is not going to give you many choices. Not going to let you go. Not going to do it. Nope. High Priestess of Materialism, see Four of Swords, in needing rest, or getting some rest, like naps, but needing more rest. In Gemini of the Lovers, and then choosing to look away from certain things. Yeah, see, rest, needing rest. And that's why you don't feel so playful with your inner child. Pisces energy. Okay. And then the Two of Swords, which the Knight of Swords came out. So, of course, the Two of Swords would come out. Didn't the Knight of Swords did come out? Yeah. Where's that the king? Yeah, but stop looking away from what is true. What you already know is true, because if they're going to be that way with you, they're going to be like that with the next person, and know that. And they're not going to get away with shit. Especially as much as they got away with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying. Look, in hermit mode, Virgo. Knight of Treasure. Maybe always evolving or learning, or look, true Virgo, confirming Virgo Libra energy of the Queen of Swords. Okay. And the King of Coral, he's very handsome. Look, I feel like, oh, look at this marriage. Marriage between you guys. Justice. In Hermit, Virgo energy. Really, in the King of Coral, this sorcerer, this person is not going to let you go. This is the truth. So celebrate it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this person talks slander for you, but he talks good about you now. But either way, talking about you isn't a good thing unless you guys are together. You know what I'm saying? Not getting away, see? Again, the Six of Swords, not getting away. Not going to get away. Confirming that. Look, change. No, this is Scorpionic energy. This is a rebirth. This is a closed door to an open one. The open one's already open. All you have to do is walk out the one you're in, the room you're in, and that door will shut. You won't be able to get back in, so grab everything you need and walk to the next door. Rebirth, you know, and enjoying the moment of today. You know, that's what that card means. And the Four of Treasures, greed, maybe. This Empress, this eco-friendly person, is upside down and beside herself. And is seriously, like, just about that, because she helps people. You know, she's the High Priestess, but she helps people. she'll come down to the Six of Wands and help people and go out there. Yeah, no, she feels like Eight of Swords in the dark and caught up. Like, this Emperor shouldn't feel like that. Like in the dark. And when you're in the dark, you got to be the light somehow. And how do you do that? Memories and thinking. And the Three of Treasures here in the reverse is like maybe not such a good investment, and you're juggling finances now because you're in the dark about a lot. And you have to hold on to what you have for whatever reason. But if you're poor, I understand. But if you're rich, I mean, help someone. Help a veteran. Do something good for somebody. Compliment somebody. Don't use a plastic straw. Use an edible one. I mean, honestly, they disintegrate in 14 days and are eco-friendly, and they're not taking down the trees in the forest. And they're not sinking to the bottom of these oceans. Okay, when it comes to partnerships. You're gonna have to partner. You're gonna have to. You don't really have a choice. And it's not about emotions. But so I think you make the best of it and are happy even when you don't want to be. And it's the devil energy. You know what I'm saying? In the Four of Pearls, yeah, see, feeling greedy, devil energy. Wants to drain the life out of you, almost, Yeah, because look at this is again, the Three of Swords in the reverse of scars. You could be established. You could have a lot of scars. Not necessarily scars that you can see, or scars you could see, but scars you can't see mentally. I feel like there's some kind of help there for people in the dark. And that's a good option. That's great. What a good person to have some kind of love like that for another. Please share the video of the floating straws. We need to get the word out about how we can cut them before we throw them in the trash, and they will float to the top. I've gone through every way possible, and you have to do it like it's done in the video, or it will not work. And that idea has solved sinking straws, which is the biggest factor right now, is sinking plastic. And sinking straws is the one that is catastrophically taking warm currents to the Atlantic and making it hard for indigenous people to not just live, but the animals. Global warming is real. And so finally something good is happening when it comes to this passion for taking care of our world. I feel like you have the same views. Yes, Queen of Pearls, no greater woman is she than to give her whole heart. And that's why she's your ultimate emotional fulfillment. And you're greedy, you do not want to share her. This one you don't want to share. Before you might have shared, but yeah, this Justice card, look at that. The Justice card, Libra energy, this Queen of Pearls. Oh my gosh, and then the Devil here. This is controlled, maybe. This is realizing, fighting temptations, your own demons. Everybody has their own problems. Maybe they'll get through your guilty conscience by making you feel like you're being greedy, so you need to go over to their house. No, I don't think so, because they did you wrong. Yeah, this is the King of Cups. This guy is an introvert, okay? And now he's an extrovert, mingling with everybody, trying to figure out what the hell is going on, you know? But he's not one to really... He is not as kind as the Queen of Cups. Let's just put it that way. Which could be this double energy about this idea. Look, everyone's humble. Humble. And pays attention to detail. Especially this justice. That is looked away from a lot. That should be celebrating and that is very generous. This beautiful, beautiful Queen of Wands, which is actually the Priestess and Empress. But that's one of her main traits. Okay? And she's generous. This is her main trait. This is her second main trait. This is her first main trait. And she should be celebrating, but she's not. You know, cheers, cheers. Okay, when it comes to paying attention to detail, this woman remembers where she comes from, should be celebrating, should not be upset. In the King of Pentacles, what was I saying? Confirming Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy of the Emperor, Empress, Hierophant. Okay, the Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands, which came out. Okay, so, yeah, when it comes to this King of Pentacles, I think that's why the Hierophant came out earlier, but that's just like reminding that God is watching over you. And it's attracted a real King of Pentacles. Look, the Seven of Pentacles, it's like all your hard work you put in never really counted. I feel like you put in a lot of like homework and studies that you didn't need to, you know, and you feel like you wasted your life pretty much when it comes to making a decision. Until this romance comes into your life, this real romance, a romantic, something to celebrate with the King of Pentacles. Someone generous as you. And then in the Nine of Treasures, this is like, yes, this is you being independent. You know, even though your Seven of Treasures, your investment didn't take off like you thought, the moment is over. You know, the moment is gone. It's gone. When it comes to celebration for any kind of idea. And shit is gonna start happening fast. Really fast with this romance. And the Seven of Coral. It's like everybody that had your back is not having your back. You said or did something wrong. With maybe your husband or your lover, boyfriend, or someone that loves your family or like is like family, or you could be a Gemini. You could be two-faced too. I feel like you're two-faced. Maybe you wear a mask, afraid of germs. And then Five of Spears, this is like, yeah, again, choose your battles. It's like, who wants to deal with this? Nobody, not me, nobody. Because of what? a man or a woman? Hell no. You were way smarter than this. You will avoid this at all costs. Ain't happening. You're like, shit, I'm out of here. You know? Look, in the Nine of Pearls, it's like your wishes never came true. They never did. When it came to this idea and your passion, giving your heart justice, Libra, you know, and doing your best, you know, and being generous. And people mistook you for your beauty. This is the Five of Pearls. This is actually being grateful for what you have. And not crying over spilt milk, so to speak. You know what I mean? What we could do, we know the solution, and now we just gotta make it successful and just do it. You know? There's so many politicians and whatever the hell is going on that people lie to make money. Okay? And edible straws have been around since 1925. So help me make these lies into truth with justice of the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Okay. A woman like Ruth, bring the truth. A woman like Ruth, bring the truth. Okay, and that was the Tower moment. That's like, shh. You're going through it. It's hopefully soon gonna be over. It looks like that's good news of it being over in air energies of Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Of good news of the Page of Swords, which stands for all those signs of the air energy that I just mentioned. Okay, and yeah, sorry, I'm really tired. But this is Gemini, the Lover's card, the High Priestess. What was I saying? The High Priestess. The High Priestess with the Chariot. And then not just, but material-wise. Yes. And not having a problem looking away from the bullshit, forgiving and forgetting these lies. You just want to go forward and be cool and be civil with one another. And whatever bad news you think is a lie, it's obvious a lie. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse. This is about being generous to another emotionally, as treating each other like family, as you want to be treated as yourself, as you want your stuff to be treated. And the Six of Pearls, and the Six of Cups. You know. So yeah, this is, I'm trying to think. And not being overwhelmed in the Six of Cups. I want to say of like your environment, like the Six of Cups. I drew a blank, sorry about that. It could be relevant to the message. But yeah, not feeling overwhelmed is the goal. So, yeah, I mean, this is basically what you're going through. And soon you will take your place as High Priestess, royalty, Materialism in High Priestess. Not be so overwhelmed because you don't cry over spilt milk. You do it, you keep on going, you keep on trying, and you're serious about it. You are. You know, this is the truth. You know, how did I draw a blank on that? Anyways, but looking away from certain things is probably better for you because it's not worth your energy. It's better to just stay to yourself and you do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? This Queen of Cups, this Ace of Pearls, um, this generous woman of Queen of Cups, the priestess with this idea that would make, look, the magician and happiness. The Magician and Happiness, The Wheel of Fortune, and Treasure Island came out. One of the first cards. So, I hope you guys were listening. And if you don't, you can rewind it. And if you want to go and follow me on my Facebook, you can actually get a sneak preview of what's not completely uploaded on YouTube right away. And that's at Jessica, Alisa, Elisa, McDaniel, common spelling, one word, on Facebook. Follow me and you'll be able to see the rest of the live there. Yes. So, this Emperor's like, also got these gifts. Definitely. Not romantic, humble. Doesn't forget where they come from, you know, extroverted coming out because of a break in a partnership or a marriage, sadly, and not really having a choice in the matter, Sagittarius, and your independence of the King of Pentacles, and being a celebrity, you're celebrating in strength, maybe Leo Sun rising, or you could be a Leo star. The Emperor. You are the Emperor. Okay, so it's like you're afraid of, you kind of look away from what could actually happen to your Queen of Wands because of her health. I don't feel like she's in the best of health. Maybe she's having health problems. Yeah, confirmation. So again, I want to thank this company for sponsoring me and giving me a free deck. All right, these guys are awesome. So, can you see it there? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, because look, and the Nine of Wands. That's Sagittarius energy. Oh, the King of Truths, look. And 10 of Pentacles. This is the best card of the deck. This is more than your wishes could ever be. More than your wishes could ever be. Just to let you know. It was an amazing read. So yeah. So it's I gotta pick this stupid thing up. This did not come out the way I thought it would. But anyways, yeah. This Ten of Cups. Tell us more about this Ten of Cups. Marriage. And a knowing of Pisces of wealth with someone of truth. Yeah. A Sagittarius. Someone with an optimistic perspective. A hermit that could be romancing you. That wants to marry you. A hermit is an earth energy but resonates with water. Knight of Treasure. Knight of Pentacles. Again, this is Capricorn, Virgo, confirming that. Taurus energy. And that could be the King of Pentacles could come up now, and the Hierophant, which would lead into the Four of Wands, which would confirm that, and the Page of Pentacles, and or the Empress, Emperor. Definitely. And the Hermit, you know, you're kind of to yourself and you don't mind being to yourself, Virgo, but you are a social person. It's like practice, you get better, and you're always learning and willing to learn, and you want to get it right because you're such a perfectionist first hand. You're super ambitious, so you want to get it right firsthand. And this Knight of Pentacles, and then not even knowing where you're going with your pentacles. Okay, so I think you stay put. Yeah. Person to a lady of the light. Sagittarius. She's no fool. She's no fool. She's no fool. She's no fool. Ten of Pearls, look. Ten of Pearls, Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Deal. Your name could be Jay, Jason, confirmation. Joey, Gerard, George. Three of Spears needing to make a decision from truths that you know. A smart and wise one. You know, because right now you feel like you're left in the dark, and who likes that? No one likes that. Of course, you're going to not be so optimistic when you're left in the dark about things. Okay, and not knowing, having any direction on where you're going. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords right here. This is the Two of Swords. In the reverse of seeing the truth for what it is. Or it could be in the upright. Yeah, and having the favor of God. Someone that is a musician but does not live in the moment, they live for the future. Someone that can't get away with something that you can't even give away to a Capricorn, maybe, with this optimistic perspective. And the Four of Spears in the reverse, this is like you're getting rest, naps here and there. And so you're not really feeling as playful as you normally would. And that's the truth, Queen of Spears. Queen of Treasure, that I feel like you feel like a Queen of Treasure, even though you're not really. You know, I feel like whoever you're around makes you feel like a Queen of Treasure. You know what I'm saying? Oops. So, yeah, having all this backing and stuff, but you really don't but they appear to be. That's why I say be careful because they could be two-faced. And then you're procrastinating a decision that needs to be, again, made. And yeah, you're coming with protecting whatever idea Capricorn sent you. Yeah, this is nothing playful, nothing in the mud. This is no freaking competition for this person. This Queen of Spears, this Justice, this Libra, Aquarius star energy. Yeah, this is a new beginning, a new passion, a new idea, and truth. And look, people, now maybe talk good about her, but didn't before. Look, they slandered her name. Straight up didn't think, straight up slandered her name. That's 10 and 4, that's 14 swords. And the 3 of heartbreak. And the 4 of treasures, you wonder why this person has been greedy with their time. That's the truth. And their ideas, they're over this tower moment. Over it. Choose your battles wisely. When it comes to, this is not no pissing contest. Not for anybody. Okay? And even though your dreams haven't come true, they just might come true. And that's the truth too. And I feel because you've been humble, things are going to start to happen fast now. When it comes to your dreams coming true, especially if you catch the eye of this emperor, a romantic emperor. Maybe a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Taurus. In the 7 of coral, it's like 7 of wands. It's like these people are not backing you without this person of romance, this Virgo, this Capricorn, or Taurus. Yeah. So be grateful to the one person that's a earth sign. 7 of treasure. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean? 7 of pentacles. All this work you put in, seriously, went to waste, or did it, God? Thought we had your favor of this investment, not even making it. Stuck in limbo. And maybe you knew it, but you did it. You did your best anyways. Because you had best intention, and what if it did make it? That's what... If I had 3 more months, I would have had my little SBA, and everything would have been great. And no one's going anywhere. Yeah, and the 6 of spears. Look, turning their head of this person's dreams. And of detail. Maybe someone has a dog that's gonna get their dog's tail walked or something. Or ears. Don't do that. They're so soft. 4 pearls of being greedy because, yeah, that's what you want. 6 of pearls. 6 of pearls is like a mothership. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on this, but probably because I'm tired. like a melancholy of knowing that you're going to be okay. Pretty much family protection, security foundation. Being there for another. You know what I mean? And that's very important, especially in new relationships, because they're kind of like the universe, chaotic at first until you learn each other. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Matthew 7:7. I feel you're a stubborn person, very hardworking. Maybe a Leo with a Scorpio rising or setting. And I feel like you like to use the ass a lot. I feel like, yeah, whatever in your job, there's a lot of knocking. And I feel like you're a person of intuition. I don't know if your name is Maddie, Matthew, Tammy, Martha. Yes. But remember that emperor, okay? When you have the control, just because you can does not mean you should. You know what I mean? And I feel like you provide for this family dynamic. You are the star in Aquarius. Okay? The strength of it, the backbone of it. And that's why people celebrate. You're the king of treasure. Creating, you want to see everybody's best interest, so you're creating this independence. Look, in Sagittarius, so being optimistic. Not really having a choice to do so, but doing it anyways. Separating yourself from not a person, but like a thing or an addiction. Maybe you quit smoking, quit drinking. King of Pearls, this person's coming out now. They're not so introverted because of it. They're more excited and ecstatic to see what will happen and being humble about it. Kind of afraid to be romantic a little bit more. You know, things are going really slow as far as any kind of relationship or moving in together or anything like that. But, yeah, you know the difference between what the heck is going on. Like, you're right underneath the Emperor. I feel like you brought yourself down from the Emperor for some reason, Capricorn energy. Capricorn, Sagittarius. Look, Ten of Pentacles, this wedding, Hermit energy, the Ten of Pearls, the Ace of Treasures, the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, over the Nine of Treasures, and the Hierophant of the Sun energy, which is confirming the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Treasures, and the Ace of Coral, and the idea and what it's really worth, and then realizing this, and then the Six of Treasure is generosity. Leads to emotional fulfillment, because when you give, look, when you give, it feels better to give than to receive. It really does, and that's justified. Make someone smile. You know, what's wrong with that? Don't look away. You know, how would you want to be treated? That's the whole thing. And this is the truth, and you know it. And this is serious. And I think you're serious about this woman, too. Yes. The Empress, you're very serious about this Empress, High Priestess. Someone who appreciates what they have and is not overwhelmed. Someone who's very successful and a magician. This Justice. the truth, a high priestess. The high priestess, the material, the high priestess, and then the chariot right there to follow royalty. So finally, it's gonna go from being recognized to royalty. Finally. Now let me look at this over here. I don't know what's going on with my phone. Hold on. Here we go. Please subscribe, like, and share so I can do personal reads and read smaller groups. That's the only way, and then whatever perks will allow me to do. Wow. Okay, you can't hear me? Just put up your volume all the way. You should be able to hear me quite well. Hi, Sarah John. Keep on making. If you have nothing nice to say, you know what? Don't say it. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be insulting someone else. Hi, Serotonin. Good morning, good afternoon. Well, I'm tired. Oh, miss you too. Thanks. Good luck. It's been a while, Gorman. All right, Gorman. I'll be here. I'll be here. Full of cheer. Anyways. Yeah, so that's pretty intense, you guys. Yeah. A double deck read of a tarot, 2 tarot reads you guys got. And it was pretty much around the same vibe. Just telling you in a different way. Okay, success. Okay. There's believe. So, what are you guys up to? How you guys been? The Hierophant. Yep, favor of God. Look, the star. Yep, you're a star. You're a superstar. It's like really disturbing. I was getting like 2,000 views and now I'm barely getting 100. I don't know what's going on. But I think it's the time because when I was getting 2,000 views, it's because I was going off my East Coast fans and my West Coast fans. Like, I don't even know, but I'm a person of the light with the favor of God, and I have good messages for you every day usually. Well, I try, but it doesn't always happen that way. Moon energies anyways, you know? Yeah, no one's gonna get away with ripping the rug right underneath you. They're not. Best believe. They're not. Okay. Best believe collective. And look, no greater woman than to give her whole heart. This is more than jewels, anything. This is better than anything. You know? Also, we walk by faith and not by sight. So 2 Corinthians 5:7. Someone, of your home, like in your home, space, and you could be very adventuristic and travel a lot, but I feel like you're very determined. Again, you're very tenacious and with a Leo kind of Scorpio vibe. Um, yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm feeling. Oh, I miss you guys too. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for supporting the channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing. Affirm with me today. Affirm, affirm. I can move through any cycle with dignity and awareness. I can move through any cycle with dignity and awareness. I can move through any cycle with dignity and awareness. Salamander. So this would be like a water energy, really. But why they put, maybe that's for passion, I don't know. But growing, okay? Believing a deal and then growing. So you're not going to be comfortable. You know, in the Six of Cups, you're not going to be comfortable where you're usually too comfortable. You're determined right now in Pisces energy. Determined. You're determined to make it. Kindness. Kind code. Strength. I'm thinking high priest, priestess, sorcerer, but also of infinite perseverance, which is a divine determination and strength and tenacity. Yes, Taurus energy. Taurus energy of Hierophant, providing, the provider, being down to earth, being this Taurus energy of really easy to talk to and down to earth. Earth sign as a provider. Taurus joy, your little ball of joy is watching over you, and it is your determination and your strength. Your little ball of joy. I feel like she's not around anymore, and I'm sorry about that. This Queen of Hearts, this Queen of Pearls. I know what it's like. You know, people can be cunning, you know, so be careful when it comes to, I feel like you were careful when it came to any deals or business transactions, which is good because it could be a disguise. Them blending in for whatever reason. Why would they want to try to put you in a situation that, you know, can hurt you? And that's where this ends because I'm right on target. Why would they put you in a situation where, no, that could take your joy? You know, because are they that greedy that they want your kind code, your kindness? Sagittarius energy of optimism. Interesting. What does your ancestors have to say about this? Oracle. Wait for important information. Take note of intuitive messages. What was I kept telling you? In being a devoted and committed sage, and seeing from a higher perspective from your ancestors, your elders. Do not forget. Do not forget. Okay? What else do the ancestors have to say through? Okay, so trust the tides of emotions, or your intuition, it should say intuition. Trust the tides of your intuition is what your elders taught you. The star traveler, somebody who likes to travel. The stars define life's direction, so maybe take things the hard way. I don't know. But it's like pick your battles when it comes to trials of destiny. And being, like have heart. Don't forget to have heart. And in this tribal elder mode of ancestral traditions and power. Okay, with the eagle here. In a higher perspective. And let's see, your ancestors want you to know. What did you want them to know? It's like root yourself in stability and ground yourself. Taurus, Empress, Earth energies, Capricorn, Virgo. So that's what they want to tell you on that. Sorry, I'm not feeling so good. I know I probably look like crud right now because I am tired. So forgive me. But at least I'm here for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Doing my best. Choose your battles wisely, and so it doesn't throw off your own balance for your own sanctity and peace of mind. So what else do you have for the collective spirit? Passion, reconciliation, it's igniting relation, okay, and attraction, and feeling the connection and your vitality through this loyalty. Look, loyalty, and a cornerstone of relationship and your partner is very attractive to you in creating a and interested in creating a stable foundation with you is very attractive to you. And I feel like you've been through some stuff and successfully reconciliated and, going forward with the greater understanding of another. And that is what, you might not have a bunch of money, but over-focus on wealth may cause you to lose sight of what truly matters, leading to dissatisfaction. And that's love. You know what I'm saying? So through these opportunities, it's like, don't miss these opportunities coming. This is the chance of personal progress in your professional life to actually gain wealth. You have to learn how to be a good follower before you're a good leader, and this leadership of challenges It caused you to feel overwhelmed in the Ten of Wands, and then uncertain about managing your team projects effectively. You know, especially if you're in a position of management or something. A relationship or a phase in a relationship is coming to an end. Though painful, this separation opens the door to new beginnings. Family. Harmony and support in your family and relationships provide a solid foundation in your life, and you feel safe and happy. So family is priority, should always come before work, and is what you make of it. It doesn't have to be blood. You have successfully set priorities in the work life and managing resources and time effectively. So this is helping you focus both personally on your career growth, professionally, as you are learning every day, as we all are, to self-improve. And I feel like this family is a good stability for you in knowledge, and it'll help you grow. And they're loyal. Look how loyal and committed to another. A stable foundation. Okay. Um,
I realize he's trying at times, and he speaks before he thinks, but he's still my son, and I adore him. I'm sure he was difficult to travel with, and I was fit for patience. Most would have given him up for dead, rather than deal with his ego.
I feel like you're having transportation problems.
I'm in possession of two fine weapons. They're both heirlooms of the Indaris family, held in the castle for several generations.
Yeah, and you always have this emotional night terror stuff.
Choose the Thornblade or the Staff of Indaris.
See your risk management, carefully reassessing the situation. In collaboration with your colleagues, maybe your partners, it will go smoother in respect to teamwork and produce excellent results. So don't feel like you have to keep it all on your own. And that's when you'll be able to have more of an intimate relationship, maybe with your family or your partner. Because you won't be so stressed out. These connections providing security and fulfillment. As they are your muse anyway, you're a phase of great inspiration as it is, feeling excited and creative. Gestures flow fluidly through this major changes approaching in your life, whether in work, relationships, or personal development. Embrace whatever new direction, because, yeah, this is one of the three things in life that are for sure in a collaboration or something. Yeah, this security, this person trusts you so much that they don't feel like they need security around you in events that you may be shaken, or your foundation may be shaken. So it's all about decision making, and like I said, in the Three of Wands or in the Two of Wands, a procrastinated decision needs to be made of important decision with your career and your choices that will lead to long-term success in your personal relationships as well. Your decisiveness and your perseverance. Okay, of a Leo, I feel Leo, strong, Sagittarius, Aries. Just so you know. Everybody's kind of going through it. Oh. It is what it is. Learning, see? Learning. We're all just learning. That's all we're doing. All just learning. But you can't learn if you're not willing to learn. So you gotta be willing to learn. You know?
It's
Yeah.
yes.
You might be turning your phone off for a while. Like literally just trying to get away from your phone that's actually smarter than you. You know? And your ancestors are telling you and to maybe travel a little bit and follow your heart and don't forget what they taught you and what your trust what they taught you when it comes to being emotional. Yes, collective.
That's a good one.
Wise prophet, foreseeing the path ahead,
That's right.
trusting your intuition. Rainbow Bridge, finding balance, look, between different realms, yes. Person of power, awaken inner strength and wisdom, Leo, energy, Leo, Scorpio, Pisces even. Look, your voice, you have a voice, and I feel like you need to listen to your ancestors' advice that they gave you when they were young, definitely. And find strength in the darkness by being the light. By being the light in the darkness, honestly. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, man? Yeah, so definitely listen to your elders. Wait for important information. They're trying to show you signs through numbers. It could be 12, 12, 11, 11, 1, 11, 1, 2, 123. It could be 546. You know what I mean? Or 456. I'm just saying stuff like that, and you look at the clock, that's your ancestors trying to get your attention so they can tell you, give you a heads up. They're trying to reach out to you. And that's the thing. And they have unfinished business. They never had a time. They never had the opportunity to say goodbye. And I feel like, yeah, that's part of the problem. And the fact that we're not together, or you're not together, I'm sorry, I'm channeling through you. The fact that you guys are not together yet, like I feel like one of your family members is holding their ashes or something and won't give you what is yours, which isn't cool. That's not cool. Anyways, hopefully things get better for everybody. I pray for everybody. So, I pray. I pray for people because they know not what they do. You know what I'm saying? So here we're going to pull some charms. Ay, ay, ay. Pulling some charms. Okay. You like monsters too. Like, you're really in love with this person with like green eyes or hazel eyes or light eyes. Could be blue eyes, could be gray eyes. Or you could not drink, or this person could not drink milk. This person illuminates like rose quartz or being grounded, like as far as their heart, and I feel like you like this vintage look with a modern style. I like a modern with a vintage. But yeah, maybe you have one of those cars and you don't like anything. I feel like you have a truck that's gray, red, or white, full appearance package like that, like a 25. Yes, this woman holding a bag. That has a cat, a tabby cat, or a white cat, or a gray cat, or a gray tabby cat, even a black cat. Maybe an orange cat, which a redhead cat. A redhead cat, an orange cat. Yeah, someone of the sun, an older cat because he loves bathing in the sun, and he likes bringing you treats. Yeah, bathing in the sun. This is like Iron Man. Maybe he's on iron, or he has an iron deficiency, or maybe you have an iron deficiency. I feel like he has a lot of toys, and he loves rubber duckies, your little dog. And this is how I feel about your dog, or your cat. I feel like you have a dog too, but a cat. And this is you. This is you going through the hamster wheel of time over and over again, and you're tired of it. I don't blame you. You illuminate, your aura is of service and help, and purple, which is empathy, the 7th chakra of the crown chakra. You don't use straws. I feel like you use edible straws if you don't use straws at all, and that you're helping me with the videos of the floating straws on Timeless Messages 1111 on this channel on YouTube. I feel like that's very nice of you. I feel like you've been listening to me instead of your music, and you're a person to listen to your music, and so am I. And that's really cool. And I feel like you could be, like I said, a celebrity, a public figure. Thank you for all those public figures that put their life on the line so that we could have a chance to live a normal life. You know what I mean? Also, this feminine here, I feel like is married to one of these, maybe a CHP. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Dema. Yeah, she's a star. She's definitely a star. It illuminates this iridescent, like bright yellow glow, like a bronzy glow of iridescent Saturn, which is Capricorn energy, basically. Being of responsibility, boundaries. You guys have boundaries. You're serious. You're like, you both push to be your best in structure. Sometimes you get a bad rep for being too hard, but it is what it is. You're not using straws, and you're sharing the word. Thank you so much. Maybe you have, I feel like this woman has a beach bag, and you guys live by the beach, but she also carries a red bag, and red is one of her favorite colors. And pink. Yeah, because she illuminates not just a violet or purple, but at times, and not just yellow, at times. Someone that can illuminate this rose pink, this glow, this person that is full of love and genuine. A dinosaur to coming to computers. A person that loves like ice cream or banana split sometimes, but maybe can't have one anymore, who knows? Has to eat vegetables all the time like a bunny or a carrot. Look, I'm not a dinosaur. Yes, loves cartoons, or maybe doesn't like certain cartoons, but I feel like they wear a bow in their hair like this, and this woman could have such a sense of humor. You know what I mean? With these green eyes, these light eyes. Let's see what else. You like fries. And fries, I feel fries the store, not the food. I don't feel like you'll ever eat fries again, and I don't think I will again either. But you're also into basketball, or you and your person are a catch. You know what I mean? Like a good person, like someone you want to be with. You know, doing the right thing in confidence is what you know to do. Could be born in the 80s or 70s, or maybe even in the 60s. But green is the favorite of the color of money and the color of your beautiful green eyes. No, you say you signed with a lender. See what I was saying? Confidence in rose quartz. This tribal thing, this journey, this soul vibe and tribing thing. I feel like your name could be Simpson, or something's wrong with your sim, or you play a lot of games. Your name could be Lisa. You love The Simpsons. Maybe you grew up with them. And you brush your teeth constantly. Look at this. You're a sharp star. You're sharp at what you do. You're very good at what you do. And a person of peace and prosperity and wealth. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you love snuggling is one of your favorite things. Snuggling, snuggling, snuggling. And listening to music on a cool day. I feel like you're not a ghost anymore. Maybe you don't listen to Ghost. It's a band. But I feel like you're not a ghost, so you have some kind of credit. But it's not the best credit. You're building it, Iron Man. That you're very foxy. You're a very foxy person. Like inside and out. And people misjudge you. That's how I feel. Look, your dog. I told you had a dog. A dog and a cat. What was I telling you? Your dog and your cat. Okay? Your dog and your cat. I told you. Look, you're a person that maybe has a coffee place or is looking to invest in a coffee place, an American. Someone who caught this channel in a hashtag, and if it came across your screen, just know it was meant to be. You know what I mean? That's kind of weird. How did it go from there to there? I don't know. But yes, please subscribe, like, and share. And hit the all button there. You don't want to miss a live or a moon reading. So be a part of the soul vibing, tribing family. Oh my gosh, it was windy. And here we go. We're going to continue for a little bit longer because I know it's almost been an hour anyways. And I'm pretty tired. So let's continue. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have you guys scry. You know, that exercise where you just blank your mind and you look and you kind of just scry and you see what comes to your mind and you just kind of listen to your intuition and meditate for a moment on just zoning out pretty much. It's like a zone out. So I'm gonna have you scry for a minute and I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom. For some reason, my thing turned off and on. I don't know what happened. It happened. Okay. So here we go with this scrying. Some gum. And if you're epileptic, do not look at the screen. Please focus on something else and do the same technique. However, if you're not epileptic, you should be okay. Thank you very much. And here we go with this scrying. Ready? I'm curious in the comments to see what you're feeling after your intuition. Okay, so I'm just kind of curious what. So if you feel like leaving in the comments, let me know. Anyways, what else? Oh, we're gonna do just a quick oracle. Direction, yeah. Direction. Direction. Plan where you want to be. With your mind power. It'll lead you to your mind. Think rationally about where you want to be intellectually and analyze the data logically. Money does matter. Even though you hate it, invest your money wisely. It's expensive. Cut costs, resource plan ahead. Make informed choices, and you'll be successful on the right track, choosing the right direction and actively overcoming difficulties. And through expression, your creative self, I feel like that's what you do. You know, that actually will eventually create you money. That you've been looking out for this money. Seek and you will find it. So have an eye for beauty and uncover hidden charms. Through your fruits of labor, that's what I'm saying. Through your fruits of labor. It's bound to happen. Through your experiences, yes, you're the only one who can like sell it. You know what I mean? As far as your product and social status, I feel like don't get arrogant. I feel like you're gonna get there. You're reaching heights of high standard society, like in your flexible schedule and these methods of learning from your past experiences and that being your direction and being the opportunity as it is just coming, you know, and you'll know what direction to take. Yeah, many choices. It's like the Seven of Cups, and opportunities abound when you are in a dilemma. You know, all Rome wasn't built in a day, but look, you don't gamble. Look at all your options. Don't risk too much. You know, gambling can have dangerous consequences, definitely. Or don't even be involved with someone that gambles because they'll become dependent on you. So don't depend on others. Manage money yourself. Independence guarantees security. You know what I'm saying? In this surprise, I don't feel like you're surprised, unexpected turn, but be ready for change anyways. But I don't feel like you're surprised in this wellness and living a healthier lifestyle and nourishing your body properly and regaining your strength. You know, as a person of status that's going to need your energy and has to conserve that energy. Yeah, this person of foresight that should be celebrating, that's not celebrating a plan for a joyful future because it's coming. You know, have a great time, don't be afraid. And I mean, you have to get the foresight, and I feel like that's why you keep going, because you see something far greater. You know, he'll pay attention to things around you that are important, you know, that ensure wealth and lucrative streams of income, because it could be your sweet success, you know, by getting what you want for once. And that might be closing doors or some opportunities, and starting all over again. Surprise. Go to the next level. New beginnings. Okay, and then the cycle's over. It's time to say bye to these closed doors. Transform the situation by learning God's secrets. You know what I mean? By having a relationship. And that's wealth. And you're moving towards real wealth and prosperity is your health. So keep up the great work. You know, don't give up. Even if you're 50 and have to start over again. You know. use your resources wisely as needed. And I feel this partner will help you prioritize your connections with the business partner for win-win cooperation.
He served Emperor Yuri. Desperate planning.
I know you've probably been thinking about fertility and having children, and you're on birth control, where your lady is.
You are the first big wars.
But right here it says, do not sacrifice family for your career. What was I just saying earlier?
After all, isn't it cloud?
Money tree, enjoy your wealth. Dreams come true. You will get what you have long desired. And that's the outcome to that collective. That's pretty cool. You will get what you long desired. I feel like your ancestors are coming through and want to say something. So, let me see what it is they want to say. 3 things. I've been manifesting you. Underestimated how important you are in my life. And I need to work on myself. I'm trying to clear my head. I feel like this is where they were. You know. And it's okay to talk to them. You know, say I love you. I say I love you. Good morning, Anna. I can't go another day without you. I can't let you go. I need to tell you the truth. See what I was telling you about lies becoming into truth. I fantasize. I realize the mistakes I've made. Well, if they did, they would do something to make a difference, you know. But I feel like this ancestor is... It's not an ancestor, it's like a boyfriend that passed on. That's how I feel. Definitely like a boyfriend or something that passed on.
Yes.
Or a girlfriend that passed on, and I'm so sorry. My condolences. I know what it's like to lose someone so close, but not a spouse. I did lose my son in 2007, so... But he, you know, helped save over 1 million lives through stem cell research. So I'm very proud of my boy. Okay.
That's very good. You won't believe what's happened.
A little different there.
The cities of Syria are finally rallying together to make. I'm starting to think we might have. I'm missing.
Tomorrow night, I'll probably do a late night live, but not during the day because I have court in the morning. And yeah, guardian angels watching over. Trust your guardian angels. Your higher power protects you from difficulties and misfortunes. So it's like, yeah, listen to your ancestors, and it's like there are people that you love that moved on into the other dimension. But
For you, of course. Your plan is madness. Emma,
you are a person of the light. Someone that heals. Someone that heals the human heart. So I feel like you need to be more open to the spirituality. Because you're a really good person. It's already been like almost 2 hours, you guys. So, and we did affirmations. We did pretty much everything. Well, I'm not going to be on later tonight, but I will be on tomorrow night. And I'll see you then. Or I will see you in the comments then. And you will see me. And remember, fruits of labor, yeah. You made the right decision about some kind of fruits of labor that you feel that was the wrong decision. But you're going to find out how right of a decision it was sooner or later. But you really feel like you made a bad business investment. But really, it's Rich Gain is here, and that's just Satan trying to play you. So, yeah. Don't let him play you. Don't let him play you at all. It's not worth it, collective.
Allow them to bring out the siege. But it's our great city story. As a young man,
Anyways, thank you for joining me tonight. Please subscribe, like, and share. Please share the floating straws so that we can get it around the world. You know, going that there's a way to make them float and be collected. And that will actually, in double or to triple, reverse what we've done catastrophically to global warming and the icebergs with the heavy plastic sinking straws and sinking plastic, but straws are the worst because, you know, people have them in the paper and throw them away. People don't care. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. What is that? Thank you, hun. You too.
I look forward to fighting these.
You too.
All right. Really? That's
I appreciate the comment.
you're full of it.
I really do. So I'll be posting the moon energy later. It was so freaking windy outside. It's not even funny. Wind and long hair don't mix. But I wanted to get this live done. I'm not sure.
Works for me. Okay.
we're going to shoot.
When it cut off, but it cut off and then it went back on. So I guess I'll only know when I get off and then see. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. Hit the all buttons so you don't miss a live or a post. And I don't do more than usually 2 lives, maybe 3, but 2 lives a day, and that's very rare. 3. And a moon energy. I try to do it every night. So unless I'm not feeling good, unless I'm ill because of my edema, or I'm just not feeling good because of the weather or whatever, that's why. But I do my best, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being like the coolest audience a gal could have. Seriously. You guys keep me going, give me purpose. And don't forget to help a veteran. Don't forget to compliment your mom. Don't forget to tell your grandmother she's the most beautiful woman in the universe and how much you appreciate her. And don't forget to tell your mom that. And don't forget to tell your dad that you appreciate all the times he took you fishing. And don't forget to tell your brother that you appreciate all the bad times he gave you, made you a better person. You know, and cheers to turning all the bad that was meant for our harm into good. Cheers. And that's the message, you guys.